everybody. Okay, real quick, I always have to set up my live stuff to make sure it's all working properly. Okay. All right, you guys. I wanted to do a live today because we have hit 30,000 subscribers, and I am so excited. We're over 30,000 now. I'm so excited. I feel so blessed. And I wanted to come on here and just tell everybody thank you real quick. And Annabelle wanted to do the live with me. Grab your chair real quick, Pumpkin. And my husband is not here right now. He had to run out to Guadalajara real quick. And he took Cristiano with him. So it is a girls' night, you guys. Ready? Come on, sit down. Oh, let me fix her chair. Little stinker. Okay. Annabelle, you should find something you can sit higher on. Do you have a little blanket you can put down right here? Okay, Annabelle's going to find something higher to sit on because Annabelle wants to say hi to all you guys, and she never really gets to be in the lives because normally Lalo's right here or Abby's chiming in, but the house is really quiet today. Okay, here, these two? Okay. Oh, stinker. Okay, guys, and here is Miss Annabelle. Annabelle right here. All of the people watching, they'll write to you and they'll say hi. Okay, let me read some of your comments. Connie said, hello from California, but on vacation in New York. Wow, that's cool. It's my dream to go to New York during Christmas time. Hello from Texas. Love your channel. Thank you so much. Annabelle, look at the little emojis they sent you.
Oh, thank you. I really love animals.
Annabelle loves animals. She loves horses. And you guys, she was taking horseback riding lessons. And the guy who teaches is absolutely wonderful, but he is getting married and he won't be doing lessons. We don't know when he'll start again. So Annabelle's been bummed. She hasn't been able to go horseback riding, but you guys know my dream is to get a horse. So maybe soon, maybe that will be our push since we don't get to go out riding.
I told Mommy for her 30,000 subscribers, I told her to buy a horse.
Right, but we got to really think about the right horse.
I want a white horse.
Hello, ladies from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hello from San Diego, California. Hi, Annabelle from Ohio, from Crystal. Martha Garcia says, hi, Annabelle.
Hi.
Thanks for sharing all the cooking videos and taking your kids their lunch at school there. Oh, what did you have for lunch today?
I had chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles. They were so good, you guys, that her friend asked to have some.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are they good? And she's like, yeah, I'm asking my mom to make me them tomorrow.
I actually went up to the lady who sells veluda, and I told her I was making chilaquiles, and I asked her for her recipe. So she gave me all her vegetables that she uses, and then she told me how to do it. And I went home, and it was wonderful. If you hear our dogs barking, it's because I had to put one of our dogs in the old house because Abby has a friend over to do a school project. And he is not happy, is he?
Mm-mm. The puppies were barking at him.
The puppies were barking at him. It was so funny. Okay, let's see, Annabelle. Thanks for sharing all your cooking videos. When are you coming to Muskegon? I'm going to be coming to Muskegon Abby, I'm on the computer, Pumpkin. Shut the door because Chica's in here. Okay, here comes my dramatic teenager, you guys.
Look at my beautiful project right now.
Oh, you're going to show me your project? Wait, hold it up. Come back here. What does it say?
No. Debate cultural. Y lo voy a hacer de mayas y de las culturas que hay en México para niños.
Well, what does that mean?
Los debates que hay. No, because you're doing a debate about what's it called? About Mexican culture and los mayas, indígenas.
Oh, like the indigenous Mayans.
Mm-hmm, and the cultures of Mexico.
Oh, okay. Did your friend leave?
Yeah.
Okay, go let Rocky out.
The baby dogs are mad at him.
I know, I seen they were mad at him. And you guys, you just seen Abby come through. And And Abby did her whole project in Spanish, and she can explain it in Spanish. But when we moved here to Mexico, Abigail didn't know any Spanish whatsoever. You knew like hola and adios, but now they can speak in Spanish and they do their homework in Spanish. I probably know more Spanish than everyone. That's not true. Annabelle's always correcting me, you guys. Okay, Annabelle, they said, maybe you can do classes too, and Annabelle can help. My nephew named his new baby Annabelle. Aww. And it says, love when you mix Spanish with English. Don't slam it.
It sounds like self-mom. It's like the way that you understand.
Hi, Annabelle.
From, what does that say?
Virginia.
Beach, Virginia. I really enjoy watching every family. You guys make me my day.
Oh, thank you so much, Monica. Hello from San Diego, California. Your daddy's from California. Annabelle is so cute. The way she eats tacos is everything. Do you love salsa?
Yeah.
Does Annabelle want to go to college? And if yes, in the US or Mexico?
Mexico.
Mexico. She's so little right now, but my oldest daughter, Abby, who turned 15, her heart is pretty set in Mexico. Most of my kids, I can see them wanting to stay here, but also I would never hold my kids back. If they want to go to the United States, or if they wanted to go to Europe or here, wherever it is, I want them to follow God's will, and whatever that will is, I want them to follow that. So they might end up in Mexico, they might end up in the United States. I don't push it. I just encourage whatever their gifts are. And right now, my teenager's gift is knowing she's right about everything.
Because I am.
So I don't encourage that gift as much, but I'm sure when she's out of that phase, then we'll start. Buenos tardes from San Antonio, Texas. Hola, Aaron, Annabelle, Abby, Cristiano, Penelope, and Annabelle. Annabelle will be a veterinarian. She might, and Abby could too, because Abby is really good with animals.
I just can't deal with animals passing away. I'll have a mental breakdown.
Right. Abby loves caring for animals, especially babies, but she doesn't like when they don't make it, which is rare. You really do care for them well enough that they normally always make it through, but that is hard for her. And JM said, congrats on reaching a new milestone with the subscribers. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm so excited. I can't believe we hit there. Oh, and we're going to Chapala on Saturday to celebrate.
What is it?
One more day.
I don't know really what's in Chapala. I just heard it's a really cool place. So we're going to try. I'm not going to say for sure because we have a big family with lots of animals. So sometimes things come up. We're going to try to go to Chapala. I hope.
Man, my hair.
And there's horseback riding there.
Watch Abby get sick right before the
Right.
day.
Well, that's what I mean. Kids always get sick when you plan a trip. So I've been trying to not say, yes, of course we're doing it, because then someone will get sick. But if I'm just like, oh, maybe, then maybe they won't get sick. Okay, and let's see. Hi, everyone from Florida. Saludas de Yucatan. Annabelle is so cute. All your family is beautiful. Thank you so much. You will have 2 vets at your home. Oh, can you explain the ranch? Can you explain what the ranch was like?
The rancho is a beautiful place you can play at. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bunch of friends. School is short. That's it.
That's it. You guys, it was funny. I was just somebody on my Facebook posted that the United States did a thing that kids don't have very many friends like they did years ago, probably when I was younger. But here in Mexico, my kids have so many friends. They each have a group, and the group comes to the house. Abby's running back and forth, getting ready to go to the plaza with her friends right now. So it's kind of crazy to think you have tons of friends. But in the United States, they didn't have as many because they couldn't leave the house with them. So here in Mexico, everybody walks to school together. Everybody walks home together. And then at night, everybody meets at the plaza, or in the middle of the day, they meet up and they go to the campo, which is just a big open field where they play baseball or soccer. They don't even have play sets here or a playground, but kids are playing all day. So that's like kind of explains the ranch for little kids. It's very free. We feel very safe. We have tons of family around and people are always around walking. So that's a little bit of the rancho. I'm a new subscriber. So glad I found your channel. Thank you so much. I didn't know about this live. Glad I made it. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Big Lake and a lot of American expats. Okay, that was from World Traveler, and that's for us going to Chapala. So there was one specific spot in Chapala I wanted to go, and it's called Milagros Rescue. And a lady there, yeah, she rescues horses. And so I really, really, really want to go out there and see her and just showcase what she's doing. But so hopefully I'll be able to go out there because like one of my dreams is to rescue horses.
Yeah, literally, the other day I saw a horse going back and I'm like, pass. I'm like, can you
Get it?
find
Yeah, we're always dreaming of like a horse going down the road that we can just grab. Hello from North Carolina. Love your whole family. And may I say your suegra is amazing. Erin, you're a very lucky lady. You are blessed in every way possible. Love you. Oh, thank you so much. You and your family are planning on becoming Mexican citizens. My husband and all my kids are Mexican citizens, and they became Mexican citizens through my husband. So when they went to school, we had to go through a process, but it was really quick actually for them to become citizens. It's just a little bit harder for me, or maybe not hard. We just need to take more time for it. Are you planning on becoming my, okay, yeah, just answer that one. Hello from Northwest Arkansas. Your cooking videos have been great motivation to try new, fresher foods at home. You guys, and I just made a fall soup recipe. Was it so delicious? It was amazing. And I made it for Annabelle because she stayed home sick. So it's like a fall recipe, but it's also when you're home sick recipe. And it worked because I swear to you guys, it like broke her fever. She like sweated it out. Okay, let me read the rest of them. I love your lives. Blessings. Thank you so much. Hello from the U.S. May I ask your and your husband's age and how long you have been together? You guys, I'm going to tell you something so funny. A couple lives ago, maybe a couple months ago, somebody asked my age and I was joking around and I said I was like 28 or something like that. And a couple people have been commenting on that and they're like, that's impossible. That's impossible. But I was just kidding. I'm not 28. I'm 34. But it was so funny because they were like, she's lying. But if they kept going on the vlog, I was like, I'm just kidding. So I'm 34. And Amber, how old are you?
I'm 8.
8?
I'm about to cumplir 9.
So she's about to be 9. And Annabelle wants to have, what do you want for your birthday?
Makeup, clothes, and a horse.
No, but show me your shirt. What theme do you want?
Stitch theme.
Annabelle likes Stitch, and it's funny she likes Stitch because that's Annabelle's personality. Annabelle is extremely smart, and she's a little bit mischievous and a little bit naughty. Are you? Don't make me show them the baby pictures.
Oh my gosh.
She's a little bit of a stinker. Okay, may I ask your husband, can Abby say her ABCs in Spanish, or Annabelle? Can you say, I know Penelope can.
She can say
Can
like
you do
to the 8 people.
Can you do it?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, K, L, M, O, P. That's it.
Can you say Abby, can you say the whole alphabet in Spanish? That's funny. That's the one thing my kid, Penelope can because she went to kindergarten here, but my other kids didn't go to kindergarten here, so they missed the
I went to
alphabet.
kindergarten.
Let me give him a
Oh yeah,
puppy
you
update.
did. 1 year
This
kindergarten.
is the puppy update. Look at he's big now.
Happy you're wiping it in Annabelle's face. I'm new this week. Am I correct in understanding that your ranch is a familia neighborhood, a compound? I see that you have farmland, but I also see other homes built relatively close. Yeah, so what it is in the center, if you imagine it like a big circle, in the center is the plaza and the church. And the plaza is where people gather, and then you have your church. And then another circle around that would kind of be everybody's houses, and most of them connect. And then the bigger circle outside of that is everybody's farmland that was passed down to them. So our family has like a really rich history, and it'd be my husband's family, but they fought for this land. And it's just really amazing, all the things behind it. Not sure if I've asked this, but when will we be able to see the quinceañera video? He told me, I thought he said this week, but I'm pretty sure it will be coming soon, you guys. I don't want to like push him because I know he was waiting for a new computer and a couple other things to edit it. And I'm just going to give him his creative freedom. I don't know. It might take a week. It might take another month. I'm anxious for it too, though. I can't wait to see. But, I just posted a photo of, are you going with Pee or are you staying up here? All right, here, let me fix her thing. I just posted a photo of Abby where she was doing the father-daughter dance and she was laughing and smiling. And before that, Abby was so stressed and I felt like she wasn't enjoying her quince because she was so nervous. And after that dance with her dad, the rest of the night, she was smiling and she was laughing and she felt so good. So it just made me feel good. I had to post it for you guys. Let me see. It's a little different for you guys at the ranch than most people would experience because your ranch is mostly old family. No one could move there, but there are small towns around you that are cool. Oh yeah, that's very true. It is like an inherited rancho. So yeah, nobody could just come in here and be like, I want to, where the house is for sale. I've never even seen a house go for sale here. Family members come back and build their homes, but I've never seen a home for sale.
I asked Mommy, I'm like, Mommy, do they ever even sell houses here? Do you have to make it?
Yeah, you have to make it. And which we are doing very soon, you guys. Me and my husband yesterday, and it'll be in the vlog tonight, we weren't fighting, but we were very much disagreeing because he had graph paper and he was drawing out the layout of how much space we have because we have 12 meters by 12 meters. And he's like, here's where you could fit this and this and this. And we were just going back and forth. And I was like, I can't understand this unless I visually see it. And he's like, why can't you understand the paper? So it was so funny. People probably thought we were arguing, but we weren't arguing. It's just, I can't imagine it without seeing it because I'm so visual. But if you guys have any good ideas on how you would map out a 12 by 12 house, you let me know because I'd want it to be open as much as possible, but it's just so hard, you guys. Hello from Tennessee. Oh, from Tennessee. New subscriber from El Paso, Texas. Love your videos. Thank you so much. What is your Facebook page? If you go to my YouTube page, it's like right under the description. Or you can put in Touch a Light Homestead and it should come up. Oh, the sunset is hitting us, you guys. It's so beautiful out right now. How far is Chapala from where you live? About 2 hours. Dicen las comendidas. Will you read this for me, Pumpkin?
It says, te he mirado porque vivir sin las comunidades y es diferente y
Difícil.
casado, pero bueno, cada quien vive donde quiere.
Do you want to explain it to me or no?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, I'm going to have Abby to come out here to help me read the ones in Spanish. I love watching the videos of you and your family. Hi, Aaron from San Antonio, Texas. Que viven sin las... Okay, it's hard, pero bueno, cada quien vive donde quiero. Where you want. Blessings from California, golden hour. It is a golden hour, you guys. It is so beautiful. So we have the kitchen faces where the sun sets. It's right in front of me. And there's a mountain. And every night we get to watch the sun go right over the mountain. It's so beautiful. It's impossible for me to read. Hello from Central Texas. Where is everyone? Hi. Okay, everybody. Penelope is laying down. It is a girls' night. My husband had to go to Guadalajara. His friends were actually coming in from California to visit their dad in Mexico. And my husband went out there to pick them up. They're really good friends of his. Hello from Central Texas. Also a subscriber from Tennessee. Can you explain what a rancho is? Is it owned by a family? Is it a small town? Is it more of a neighborhood? Mi suegra. I would love to explain to you guys a little bit more about.
Where do you like pizza?
En la refrigerador.
Okay.
Sí, por no moscos.
Okay.
So this rancho, how it works is my husband's great-grandfather was basically enslaved to a Spaniard family. And the Spaniards came and they built haciendas. And around these haciendas was tons and tons of land. And sometimes you see the haciendas in my vlog. They're these beautiful old stone homes. So my husband's great-grandfather worked for, but didn't work. He was enslaved to the person who owned this hacienda. But then when my husband's grandpa was born, he was enslaved as well, but we're thinking around the time he was about 18 is when they started fighting for this land and they won. And then they won the land. And then these families, there's a plaque in our ranch and there's like 12 different family names on it, and they're the founders. And so we have a home in the back, and we call it La Casa Ejido, and it's the old house. It's almost 100 years old, and it's original it was one of the first homes on this land. So it's just very precious. But everybody who lives here is part of the Ejidos. So they're part, how do you say it, like, they're part of the founders. They're all family from the founders, and all this land has been passed down to them, and it is protected as ejidos. So it's so cool to like know that history and know like their family fought for this so we can live how we're living right now. It's just so beautiful to me. My husband and I started watching your vlogs about 2 weeks ago. We are in California. I really enjoy seeing everyday life in different places and culture. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, and someone said, are you staying at your husband's parents' house? Yes, my suegra, this is her home. Her home is huge. She made it really big. Her and my father-in-law, who has passed, they made it big so when family would come, they could stay. Just for the same reason, like me and my husband are going to be building a home right now. We were able to stay and save up and have what we need to build a home. So I feel kind of bad because like once our home is done, it's going to be hard for my suegra because she's so used to the house being full and it's going to be so empty. Even though we're just like across the way in the yard, it'll still be a little bit empty. Are you going
My crown pot or the pots?
Okay.
My friend.
Okay, love
I'll
you.
text you.
Okay.
I love you. But we'll see what you think. Bye.
Where you going?
Someone said, why is your tongue blue? She was eating candies.
Oh my God, I love you.
I love you.
I'll have my internet on. Just me text.
Okay, I love you, Pumpkin.
Love you.
To pay. I'm not sure. My suegra, I don't know how all that works. You don't have to pay. You don't pay anything for your home. We pay electricity every month. No, you pay electricity every 2 months. And I think for most people, electrical's like between $12 and $35 every 2 months. And then water is like you barely pay anything. And that's it. We don't have heating or cooling because the house is made of certain materials and it doesn't get too hot and it doesn't get too cold. Started watching your vlogs recently and I have been binge watching them. Love you and your family from Chicago. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. Hello from Texas. I watch and I have got it in my head to move to Mexico. Oh, yes. At least if you can do as much research as you can, because like if I couldn't live here in this rancho, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to just like move to an all expat community. I love where I live. And it's funny because somebody had told me I was the first gringa to ever be here. They're like, sometimes you get people who are like, maybe they're half Hispanic or something like that. They're like, you're the first person to ever come here who was not Hispanic at all. And they're like, people can't believe that you want to live here. And I'm like, but you guys don't understand how beautiful of a life you have. Just like they don't know what it feels like to not be able to walk their kids to school because it's not safe, because there's so many crazy people out there, or they don't know what it feels like to not be able to freely walk in and out of a school for your kids, or sit and eat lunch with them, or have fresh meat at your disposal every single day. They just don't know what that feels like to have all of that taken away and not even have the option to have it. So I like know how blessed I am. And every single day, like I'll walk outside and I'll take it in and I'll be like, I just can't believe I get to live here and I get to do this. I feel like I won the lottery. Like there's no amount of money that could give me the joy I feel here. So I don't know. It's hard to explain. That's why I do my vlogs, because hopefully it helps show how I feel and how beautiful it is here. My electric bill is $400 plus a month. Oh my gosh, that is wild. Wow. And you guys see, like, we live on, well, and we don't have solar panels, but a lot of people here do have solar, but we don't. Everything here is electric, and it's not that high for us at all. But I will tell you, one time I accidentally forgot, because you pay every 2 months. And what you have to do is you walk up like this mountain, and there's a guy's little tienda up there, and you tell him where your house is and you pay him. And then he sends it into the nearest city, and they announce it in the plaza, and they say, okay, it's time to pay the electrical. But I missed it. And I didn't know, I only missed by a couple of days. And an electrical guy came, and he had like scissors out, like big ones. And he's like, I'm going to cut your electrical line. You didn't pay. And I was like, what? And my husband wasn't here at the time, and I had to call him. And he's like, they're going to cut the power line. And I was like, with scissors? Like, they're just going to cut it? They're not just going to like disconnect it until I go into the city? So anyways, I told the guy, I don't speak good Spanish, and I didn't realize. I was like, I can pay it right now. And he gave me the app. So I didn't know you could do that. And so I went into the city, so the app thing didn't work, and I went into the actual building and paid. But, you know, the electrical bill's low, but also if you don't pay, they're going to just come and cut your wires, and someone's going to have to come fix them. It's so crazy. When you say rancho, are you referring to a small community called rancho? It's like a pueblo, but it's a rancho. People ride around on their horses and their donkeys, and it's just so cool. Annabelle's a little munchkin. My electric bill was $815 in California. That is insane, you guys. How would the community handle it if somebody who lived there, whether they were married or just grew up there, was not a nice person and was disruptive? Do you have like a community police officer? That is such a good question, because like nobody, it's weird because say it's a school night, okay? And somebody next door decides they want to have a fiesta because it's their birthday, and a huge mariachi and banda's playing all night. Nobody is going to go up to them and be like, we need to get our sleep. You need to turn that down. That's just not a thing here. So I've been here almost 6 years, and I've never heard of like any sort of big confrontation or anything like that. People might go talk to each other like a little bit chismosas, but it doesn't really go past that. Like I haven't even heard of somebody getting their house broken into or anything like that. Now the cities might be different, but like here, no. And people just have a little bit more respect. Like yeah, my kids want to go to sleep for school, but if they have the mariachi banda playing, you just learn to sleep like through those. There's no noise ordinance. If somebody's dog is barking, you don't say anything. It's just like the way it is here. But that was a good question. I have never even thought about it. No, there's more than 100 people in the rancho for sure. For medical emergencies, would you need to drive to Ocotlan? Yes, you need to drive to Ocotlan for an emergency, but there are a couple elderly people here that I have seen ambulances come for every once in a great while. But also, yes, you would have to drive out to Ocotlan, kind of like you would in the States. I mean, if you're a farmer and you live further out, you might have to drive 20 minutes or half an hour to get to a hospital. But that's why I always pray about it, you guys, too, that God protects our family and keeps us safe. And there's been times we go to the doctors and we do those things. And someone said, do you plan on learning more Spanish? I do plan on learning more Spanish. So it's hard for me because when I go out on the road and I talk to people, I don't want to be holding my phone at us while I'm talking because it just doesn't feel natural or right. So I do have conversations with people. I have conversations with the moms. I have to go to the school and do a ton of stuff all the time. But it is hard because you only learn the words to communicate for what you're doing. If I had to go outside and help my husband with the car, I wouldn't know any words for that, for any tools or any cosas of the car. So I want to take better Spanish lessons. And there's only one person in the ranch I know, and she speaks English, pero es más o menos. And so it's hard because I need to find someone who'd be fluent enough to teach me. Yeah, don't mess around in the rancho. Hello, everyone. Hello, Aaron and family here from Kingman, Arizona. Hi. I wonder if Annabelle is aware there's 300 plus people watching her being Courtney.
Yeah, I just saw that on the thing. I'm like, that's a lot of people.
You guys, Annabelle, Pumpkin, can you go turn on the kitchen light for me?
Yeah, that's it.
Because that might help a little bit. Annabelle is so funny, you guys. All of the bigger kids, like Cristiano and Abigail, are afraid of Annabelle because she is very sweet, but you do not mess with her. She is a little brava. Since the kids have learned Spanish living in Mexico, have any of their friends learned English words from them? Oh my gosh, you guys, that's such a good question. So none of the kids here speak English, and sometimes the kids do pick up on things because they hear me talking to the kids at lunch, or when I go into the school for certain things. So they'll go past and they'll say bye, or they'll say, instead of saying hi, they'll go hello, and they'll say okay. They say okay to me all the time. So I must say that a lot to my kids because I feel like they tease me and they're like, okay. What are some other, do your friends ask you to teach them English ever?
Probably 4 of my friends asked me to teach them English.
What do you teach them?
I'm okay. So we're going to start with the basics. Hi, bye, and
how are you? That'd be a good one.
How are you? Sleep. Talk, eat. Yeah, sleep is
Sleep
easy.
is a good one.
And
that's it. Mm-hmm. I will tell you guys, so my daughter Abigail, my 15-year-old, it was so weird, the things that you don't think about. So there was a fiesta next to our rancho. And when there's a fiesta in any of the ranchos surrounding, a lot of people from the United States come for that week. So a bunch of people came to this fiesta for that week. And then most of the teenagers, all of them that are coming from the United States, speak English. And Abigail, when we left the fiesta, I said, did you have fun talking to your friends from the States? And she was like, Mom, I can't understand them. And I was like, Abigail, I know you didn't forget English, talk English every day. She goes, no, Mom, they say weird stuff. She was like, they say Riz, or she said a couple other things. She goes, and I don't know like what they're referring to. So it's funny because my daughter, if she ever went back to the United States, she would talk like a normal person. She would have absolutely no idea what American slang is, but she does speak Spanish slang. Like she'll be telling me, ama saporta, or like stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just kind of funny thinking about that. Abby just like could not communicate properly with them. Okay, and someone said, your Spanish is good. I understand it. Oh, muchas gracias. Annabelle is the best. Are you worried about the children's education? Absolutely not. No, I'm not worried about their education. They have absolutely wonderful teachers who have been educated at the colleges here in Mexico. They give them extra help whenever they're needed. And because the school is so small, if your child is like falling behind in anything, the teachers like catch on to it like that. And they're like, listen, they're struggling here. We're going to keep working on it. And there's no strict standardized testing. So the kids can have a solid time to learn their basics, like memorizing times tables, and nobody moves on till everybody has memorized them. And so that's kind of the cool things about that. I don't worry about it at all, though. I feel like their education is wonderful here. Okay, so let me read a couple more from you guys. Annabelle.
Yeah.
Oh, she said our videos are very calming. That makes me feel so good. You guys, a few people have told me that, and that makes me feel so good. Hello, everyone, Erin and family. Okay, let me go down just a little bit. How old were you when you started vlogging? Did the older kids ever mind? Love all the family videos. God bless. That's a really good question, actually. So I started vlogging years ago, and for years and years, I had I had a couple subscribers, people that are with me still right now, but only a couple. But I wanted to document my kids' life because I wanted them to be able to look back and have videos of their childhood. But also, the more I lived in Mexico, the more I wanted to be like, I wish more people could see how beautiful this is, like that it's possible to live a life like this, because I had no idea it was possible. So, and as far as the kids go, I don't force them to vlog ever. So that's why you don't always see them in a whole entire vlog, because if my kids are off playing, I'm not going to stop my vlog and be like, okay, get in here and do this, this, and this. Like, I'm not going to do that. So I do my vlog, and if they're part of it, I want them to be naturally part of it. Cristiano, my son, he is the most kind-hearted, sweetest boy in the world. One day he's going to be the best husband because he is surrounded by girls all day. But he's more quiet, and he likes to go with his friends a lot. So he's in the vlogs probably less. And I can tell when he is, like when he sees me going towards him with the camera, he gets a little nervous. So I don't force it on any of my kids. But who likes it the most is Annabelle.
Me?
Oh my gosh, she's so funny. Annabelle takes my phone and vlogs herself all day, like doing face masks, doing makeup, doing all these things. So Annabelle is the most into it. Okay, let me go down real quick. You guys had such good questions today. Very, very good. Yes, they're going to Jamaica in February for a family wedding. Can't wait. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Jamaica is one of my favorite places, and February is my birthday too. Hello from Central California. You're always so positive. It shows in your videos. Thank you so much. How did you and your hubby meet? Okay, I'll get back to that one. Does Mexico have a gun carrying law like the US? I'm asking as a Canadian. They have very strict gun laws if they are followed. I have no idea. I would guess probably not, because like a lot of laws are not followed here. But it's very relaxed. So like safety wise, I'm not like worried here. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys an example. The school has parades that they do down the main road. And so it will start with the kindergartners, and it will go all the way to the prepa, which is high school. And a few of the high school boys have horses, and they ride like Jotto. So they have their Western stuff on in their saddles, and they have their rifles that they go hunting with right in their saddles. And they do the school parade, and then it ends, and there's a big fiesta at the plaza. And it was like curious to me. I was thinking last year at the plaza, I was like, anywhere in the United States, nobody would be, because they have these little, they're more like BB guns, I guess. They go bird hunting. No kids would be, teenagers would be allowed to carry that in their saddle for the school parade. But here it like wasn't a worry. It was strapped in, and they had their Western outfits on, which were authentic. And it's just kind of cool. I love stuff like that here, that you don't have to worry. It's so different. You're not worried about like certain things that you would be in the States. I look forward to your daily walks. I'm afraid of snakes. I'm always worried that the kids might find one. Okay, that's a good one too. What did we see the other night?
A snake. I was terrified. I was about to pass out.
And it was dark, and we're just heading home, and there was a lady. She was an elderly lady, and she was picking up these big rocks and tossing them, and then grab another one and toss it. Oh, Francisco, thank you so much. Look at.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. This elderly lady was tossing these rocks, and I was like looking at my little kids, and I was like, I wonder what she's doing. And so I walked over to make sure she was okay, because like I said, she was elderly, and she was picking up these huge rocks and kept throwing them in the same spot. And I was like, what is going on? And she's like, there's a culebra. And I looked, and there was a snake. And what she did, she seen it on the road, and she threw a boulder on it. And then she kept throwing these rocks on it. So anyways, I had to say prayer after that, because I don't like seeing snakes either. I don't like that type of stuff. But it is rare that we see them, and they stay out of the yard because we have so many animals. But we are careful too. Like I always tell the girls, wear your boots and watch where you're walking. Oh, thank you. He said, I like watching. I like that you show the food and that you are buying and making. The U.S. has, I don't want to say that word on here, so that's why they would freak out, girl. These kids are off. Yeah, exactly. And I will tell you guys, I don't know 100% what the difference is, but I will tell you that kids play outside here. Kids are very disciplined here, and they're very like respectful. So they're a little bit more disciplined. They play outside. They work with their parents, like building homes and helping with all this other stuff. And so, and there's no like, at least in a rancho, you would not, there might be in my son's class, I don't know if anybody has a video game system. There's one at a tienda, and you have to pay 10 pesos to play it. So kids will go there and pay 10 pesos to play it, but kids don't just have like video game systems and things like that. Like they're still out playing like when I was younger. I like that you show, okay. Yes, Piggly Wiggly went to the butcher's, you guys. I told my husband I'm not getting another pig. That was too emotional for me. We don't even eat pig. Hello from New York City. The red chilaquiles look so good. You guys, they were wonderful. Every single one of my kids ate them. Okay, let me go down right here. Okay. So somebody was asking kind of about scary stories, and there is a lot of that out here. And I will say that they talk about certain things in the Bible. So I stay away from all that stuff, and I pray over my family that they're protected. And I think that there is weird, crazy things that happen, and I just try to stay away from it. But yes, there's a lot of scary stories. Hello from Oklahoma, yo soy mexicana y pensando de regresar, pero tengo mis dudas y tuve mucho, pero regreso en México. Ah, sí, es increíble. I'm going to tell you guys something. So if I'm reading that correctly, he was saying he was inspired to return back to Mexico. It's incredible how you adapted. So we had a family. It's a dad, and he has 2 sons. And he came to do the cement in the front of my suegra's house, and he's going to be helping build our home. And I went out there to talk to him, and him and his sons were working. And I said, he's lived here his whole life with his kids, and they have a little tiny home, and I just love their family. And I said, do you have brothers? And he said, yeah, my brother's been in the United States for 28 years. So his brother built 2 houses here in the rancho and has never been able to come enjoy them. So his brother built these big, huge homes, and he lives in this small home with his kids, and he's so happy. And I told him, because what he does is he'll come and work a couple hours, and then he'll go have lunch with his wife and his kids. Then he'll come back. He works his own hours, and then he leaves again. And he has all these trades, all these things he knows how to do. And I said, and I was like, and look at you. I was like, you get to enjoy this. I was like, do you enjoy this? And he's like, oh, of course. He's like, this is his good life, So I just felt good for him. I was like, even though he might not have like a mansion, he is so happy. He is so filled with joy and love, and so is his family. He's taught his boys so many trades. They put this cement sidewalk in so fast. They don't have a cement mixer, and I showed this in my vlog, how they mix the cement. And I was like, man, you're teaching your kids the best things. They got to run around the ranch, enjoy their life. They know how to do things to make a living, and they're not worked to death. So it's really amazing. That was me. I'm still waiting in the vlog with your husband. Do you always feel safe? Okay, so safety in Mexico is a very big question, and it was my biggest concern moving all my kids here. And so I will tell you that everywhere in the world, there's good and bad places, even in Mexico. I just happened to end up in a really good place because we were surrounded by so much family and so many good people. So I do feel safe. I even go to the city by myself, and I feel safe. But I've learned, I do not watch the news in Mexico. I have learned to read the community. So you read the people around you. If something is going on, or if something is going to happen, you'll hear people around you saying things. And so then okay, maybe I should head home, or maybe this is something I shouldn't be in this area right now. So you learn to read your community, and everybody keeps each other safe anyways. So I feel very safe, but I'm always cautious no matter where I'm at. So that is another thing as well. But it's not, you guys, so many Americans live here too, though. Not in our rancho, but in different parts of Mexico, like Puerto Vallarta, like Cancun, Chapala, Ajijic. Is a huge place where American expats live. And they feel safe. And these Americans drive from the border all the way down to Ajijic and Chapala, which I probably wouldn't do that. And they do. And they don't even have Hispanic people with them. So I do feel like it is safe, but you just need to you don't want to be like doing things you're not supposed to be doing. So that's another thing, which I'm not. Do you celebrate Halloween? We do not. Our ranch does not celebrate Halloween, and I have a really funny story behind that because I didn't know they didn't celebrate Halloween. Remember when we walked with the group of kids that were for the first communion, and we thought it was Halloween?
Yeah. Literally, they made us dress up in all white.
Well, they didn't make us. We did it because we thought that's what the whole ranch does.
Yeah. Everybody had to dress up in white, and we had to walk around asking all the stores for candy. And then we got to the plaza, and they gave like 3 pieces to me, 3 pieces to another person. I'm like,
yes, because we were following. I think it's like the first communion where like they learn how to recite prayers as kids, like Annabelle's age. And I thought it was Halloween and they were all dressing as angels. So the kids, including Abigail, all dressed in white. And then we walked from tienda to tienda and we brought plastic bags like you would for Halloween because I thought each tienda gave out candy, but that wasn't the case. And then the kids were singing these songs and reciting prayers. We walked the whole ranch, and by the end, I think it was Abigail caught on to something, and she's like, Mom, these are the first communion kids. This is not Halloween. We were so embarrassed. We are not part of that group. We were not supposed to be there. The moms did not say a word to me. They just let us go along with it. I still can't believe I did that. I still cannot. This Halloween, which it's not Halloween in our ranch, but it's that day, I'm going to try to vlog the kids walking through the ranch that do their first communion stuff so you can see. And then we had to sneak out of there. I said, wait for them to go up the road and we're going to hide for the next week because I cannot look people in the eye after stuff like that happens to me. It's just... Oh, you guys, I have had some really extremely embarrassing things happen to me here. And that was one of them. And it was just terrible. And my kids dressed in white and everything. And I can't even imagine, like, what were the moms thinking as I show up to the plaza and get my kids in line with the first communion kids who have been going to like their first communion meetings, and this is like a special day for them, and I just randomly show up with my kids dressed in white and like they're holding plastic bags. And I was so confused why the other little kids weren't holding plastic bags. And it was just and we didn't know till the end. So when it started, it was still daylight. And by the time it ended, we were at the end of the ranch and the sun had already went down. And I had to call my husband and I was like, I am so embarrassed. I don't know what I'm going to do now. It was terrible. And the moms didn't say a word, but it was embarrassing, you guys. It was really, really bad. Okay, I'll get back to some of your questions. But I am going to show you guys the first communion kids this year so you guys can really get a visual of how embarrassing it was for me. I'm sure the moms still talk about that to this day. And they probably felt bad because none of them speak English, so they were probably thinking, oh, does she want to join the first communion kids? Like, well, I wonder why. And then the whole time I was wondering, why aren't the tiendas giving out candy? Because I thought you went and then they like give you candy at each tienda. Pero no. It's bad, you guys. It is so, so bad. Okay, let me get back to some of your questions. Have you been to other major cities in Mexico? I have been to Guadalajara, which is I believe it's the second biggest city in Mexico. So I have been to Guadalajara and I absolutely love it. And my daughter went quince dress shopping there. Have you? I still am so embarrassed thinking about it, you guys. Oh my gosh, it makes me want to cry. It was that bad. I try to like block that memory out of my head. My brother wants to move to Mexico. That'd be so cool. He wants me to visit him. When did your kids start liking Chile? Abigail always kind of liked it because my father-in-law, it was funny because Abigail, she grew up in the United States, but my father-in-law, when he was alive, they lived in Michigan, and he always cooked her Mexican food since she was little. So when she was growing up, she would go to the public school and she would not eat school lunch because she was so used to all the Hispanic food he would make her, and he'd spoil her rotten with fresh food every single day. But then my other kids, they started liking Chile when we moved to Mexico. So for example, they have nieve de limon, like like an ice cream, a lemon ice cream. And my husband got it the other day and they put chamoy on it. And I was like, there's no way I'm even going to try that. It was so good, you guys. You would never think ice cream with chamoy was good. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's normal to eat, but it was the first time I tried it. So amazing. Okay. Has anyone ever told you that you look like Lindsay Lohan? Yes. Since I was in high school, people would tell me all the time, I look like Lindsay Lohan. And all dressed like angels. Yes, the first communion kids were all dressed like beautiful angels. And I was like wondering where all the candy was. So crazy gringos with their Walmart bags. Literally, that's probably what people were thinking. Like these gringos. Not no more though, you guys. I like pride myself like when a new year comes and I'm like, hun, this year I am not messing up. I'm doing it like they do it here in Mexico. And so I'm getting a lot better at things. Okay, so this is a good one. How much do you spend a month on rent, bills, and groceries? Sometimes I want to hear more embarrassing stories. Okay. My husband was messaging me. He's coming back from Guadalajara. Okay, so me and my husband moving to Mexico, we had to learn to budget. And we still learn to budget. So for example, one of the families here told me, I was like, how do you budget this amount every month? And she goes, we don't have meat every single day. She goes, we have meat 3 days out of the week. And when you think about it, that's true. A lot of the families here, when I'm watching what they pack their kids for lunch, it's quesadillas or a spaghetti, sopas, pancakes, like different things like that. So I had to learn how to budget the same exact way. And because we budget and because we try to live here like the community lives, that's why we're able to save. We've been saving for years to be able to build a home. And we've never felt like it was the right time. And it finally just all kind of played in place just right. Okay, so what do you estimate the house build cost for your casita? We're estimating maybe $50,000 for a 4-bedroom home, and that would be from like start to finish. We wouldn't go over that. So say they said, okay, well, we can only make it a 3-bedroom, then we would just make it a 3-bedroom. And we're also going to try to help as much as we can in the building process. I mean that like my husband is going to be out there helping a lot because I have too much to do with the kids in the rancho, but my husband is going to be out there to help a lot. And I'll be there to like give him the creative vision. Okay. I have a lot of stories, you guys, that are super embarrassing. I'm just going to have to think about them because it was more like the first 2 years I was here. There was times where I would like have to go to the school and they'd be like a meeting and they'd ask me something and Abby'd be sitting there and she'd be like, that's like the wrong word. And I would just be walking home thinking, I'm such an idiot. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm never going to be able to do this. And now more years in, I'm like way more confident going to the school meetings and not messing up words. Like I went to the school one day because there was something going on with my daughter and someone else. And I was like, well, there better not be putazos. And I was like, you don't say that. And I was like, you say that. And she's like, that's the wrong word. And I was like, well, I don't know what to say. So like things like that happen. And I always have to, my husband's here now, but I used to have to call him to communicate for me. And my husband would be like, Erin, I don't know how you get yourself into these situations. And I'm like, I don't either. But it always works out. No nadarías unas buenos. The little front door dog follows Abby to school and stays with her. Yes. So we have a little front yard dog, and she is the sweetest thing. She comes and goes as she pleases, but Every morning she is at our front door and she waits for Abby and she walks Abby all the way to school. She goes into the school with her and she sits with her. And then at lunchtime, she comes out and she knows it's me. I won't say a word. I'll be standing there with the other moms, with all the other moms, and she will jump on me. And then once I give Abby her lunch, she knows she goes back in with Abby. And then when Abby like goes with her friends right now, that little dog follows her the whole entire night, doesn't leave her side. She's the sweetest thing. I do wish she'd get adopted. We can't bring her into our backyard because I have 2 German Shepherds and they're very territorial. They would hurt her, or else I'd bring her in right now. But we have 2 really big dogs, and if she was a little puppy, I think we could have introduced her into their like pack almost, but she's just too big now. So that's the only thing that stinks, but she loves our family a lot. Okay, someone said, why do you not buy enough fresh meat to freeze? Because we don't need to. The butcher's is just 2 houses down from me, and every 2 days they butcher a fresh cow or pig. So in Mexico, that's one thing in our rancho that was hard for me to get used to. Was in the United States, I would go once a week to the grocery store and, you stock up on what you need for the week. And almost all your stuff goes in the freezer or fridge. Well, here in Mexico, you buy what you need for the day. So I get 1 kilo de tortillas, es por un día. Maybe medio kilo de queso, and you just get what you need. Or I say it in pesos. For example, if I go up to the butcher's, if I just want enough chorizo for mis frijoles, I'll say 20 pesos de chorizo, por favor. And she'll cut off that fresh meat and she'll give you 20 pesos. So it's just so nice and all of it's fresh. So I don't need to freeze anything because you just have what you need for the day. And fresh tortillas, you guys, I don't even know how to explain it. It's hard when I go back to the States with my family to buy tortillas from the store because fresh tortillas are so soft and they're steamed and they're really flexible. But when you buy them in the store, even if you steam them, they're still like hard or flaky. And so it's cool if you can make them at home. If you learn how to make fresh tortillas at home con masa, that's the best way to go. Okay, I'm Puerto Rican and only cook meat once a week and weekend. No way I can buy meat for every day. Beans have protein. Yes, they do. We love beans in this family. Tamales, you guys. My suegra just made some tamales. Oh my gosh. How many did Dad have last night?
He had like 10.
10?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Penelope's sneaking over here. Oh, I made a comment on one of your videos. I wish you guys could keep her in your yard with winter coming up. She's going to need a warm home. I wish I could bring her here to the United States. I know, you guys. I truly, truly hope she can get adopted. I truly, truly hope so.
That scared me.
All of
so
us kids learned English when we moved to the U.S., but my parents didn't, yet they understood it. So we had to watch what we said. That's how it is with my kids, because when you get older, it's a little bit harder. And especially Abby, I have to watch because like in the rancho, kids swear a lot in Spanish and it's like just normal. Nobody says anything. So I really have to watch Abby and them. And I'm like, you're not going to be the one little kid swearing all the time.
Pee scared me so bad.
Let me see.
Tamales, tamales.
Yes, it was pork tamales and salsa roja. Yes, and we put queso de mesa on top. It was so good. Okay, culture shock moment. That would be a really wonderful idea. Okay, I'm going to tell you another culture shock moment for my children. So the school system is just different here. It is not as like there's not tight security, okay, because everything's just calm here. And so when Abby, her first grade here was 5th grade, and she was in the 5th grade, which was the elementary. And they have half days, so they get out around 12:30 every day. They get out at 12:30. So my daughter's teacher went home sick, like in the middle of the day at like 10. and the teacher just sent the kids home because everybody walks home. And my daughter, Abigail, I'm sitting in the house and I see her come past the window with all her friends. She's bawling her eyes out, and all her friends are around her, like looking confused because Abby didn't know Spanish at the time because we had just moved here. And I was like, Abby, what's going on? And she goes, the teacher just sent us home walking. I don't know what's going on. So I had to get my suegra. And she goes, oh, the teacher just went home for the day. The kids just walk home. And so that was a culture shock for my kids, to learn how to almost take care of themselves without an adult constantly saying, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. They had to almost have like street smarts, like, okay, your teacher's not coming out of school. You walk home with your friends, and you go home. And so it's just a little bit different. You learn not to rely. Kids learn not to completely rely on adults 24/7, but also to be responsible, and to make good decisions, like coming straight home. Okay, let me see. Tamales, tamales, tamales. Have you learned how to make tamales? Yes. They are time consuming, but I do know how to make them. That was one of the first things I learned how to make. We have a huge Mexican community and we have fresh meat and tortillas available daily. That is so cool. You guys give me so much inspiration to move to Mexico someday. Yes, that would be awesome. Was it hard for your mom when you moved to Mexico? Absolutely. My mom, because we are not Hispanic, I was married to an illegal immigrant. I had a baby very young. My mom had never been to Mexico. Nobody in my family ever had. So yes, my mom and nobody on my side of the family wanted me to go. But you guys, God put a will in me, and I had to have like that faith to follow it. That's like so hard to explain, because everybody I loved and I felt so comfortable with was in Michigan. And then to go to like a foreign country, to not know the language, not know the culture, not know any of that. And for your whole family to say, listen, like, I don't think this is a good idea. Even people on my husband's side, they did not think we were going to make it. They did not think we were going to be able to do this. In reality, there is no reason I should be able to do this. And that's where like God takes over that space, like where you can't do it, he fills that in. And truly, you guys, like I'm proof of that. There's no reason I should be able to live this joyful life like this. And not just joyful, because our YouTube is growing and because we have such a wonderful YouTube family, I am able to help so many people in this community that makes me emotional alone. Just recently, the party planner, you've seen her in a couple of our vlogs, and her sister who taught the dance, her whole family's from this ranch, and her mom has 8 children, but they're all around my age. And but she has 2 younger sons, and one is in his early 20s and one is maybe 17. And they got into a motorcycle accident right up the road from our ranch, and one passed away instantly and one had to be rushed for emergency brain surgery. And in Mexico, they won't just do that. You don't just go to the emergency room and they're like, yep, we'll take care of you right now. You have to be able to pay for it somehow. Our whole entire community came together for this family because we all love each other so much. Even if they're not like your immediate family, they're your family in this rancho, and everybody came together. And because like I have such good people on my YouTube, I was able to give that family a big amount of what they needed. And like, without me even thinking like, oh, when will I get that back? Or when will I get this? Or we're thinking about building a house. Like, no, I was like, if that was my kid. So not only are me and my husband like able to live here now with our family when everybody thought we couldn't, we're also able to go above and beyond that and give to the people in our rancho who wouldn't have certain things otherwise. So that's such a big blessing. And for example, I'm going back to Michigan in October. So many people went to the Amazon wish list and sent school supplies for our little school here in the rancho. And I'm packing it all into these big shipping boxes. And there's a Hispanic business that ships these out to Ocotlan. And so we're packing them up and bringing them to the school, and it'll be right before Christmas. So all the kids in the school get brand new school supplies. So it's things like that, you guys. I'm telling you, that's like, there's just like no words for it. It's unexplainable. Nobody ever thought like our family would be able to get this far or be able to do this much. And like, that's just where faith comes in and God comes in. So if you ever have that will and everybody around you is saying, no, you can't do it, can't do it, can't do it, you just have to remember, if that's coming from God, you can, and he will fill in that space. Because there was moments where I was like, we're not going to do it. And I know God gave me this will, but we're not going to make it. How are we going to make it? And then we made it, you guys. So it's just to tell you to never give up on that, because God will always make a way. And I always tell my kids, sometimes he's always also waiting for you to ask. So that's another thing too. All right, let me get back to some of you guys' comments. I love your sister's personality. Oh yeah, my sister Emmy has come here a couple of times, you guys. She's really funny. She cracked me up on your video when she helped your husband with the chicken fence. She needs a YouTube channel. You guys, I'm going to try to convince my sister to come back here because my sister works for Lowe's, and I think what she does is quotes and stuff for cabinets and things like that. But she's like my dad. She's like a handy woman, okay? And she can like build cabinets, put in floors. So I'm going to convince her to come to Mexico when the house is ready and put in tile floors with my husband. Okay. Okay, somebody said, why do you think there's so many gringos moving to Mexico if it's dangerous? I think because a lot of people know that it's so beautiful and it's not as dangerous as the news makes it seem to be. Oh, Aaron, you're such a kind soul. That's why things go so well for you. Thank you so much. I hope you do this again. I have to go back to work. I was just on lunch watching. Thanks for all you do. I'll continue watching future videos. Love you and your family. Oh, thank you so much, Samantha. It is not dangerous everywhere, and that is completely true. I feel safer here than I did my hometown in Michigan. I will say that. Do Lalo's siblings plan on moving back to Mexico? I don't know. I do think, though, they feel comfortable in the United States, and a lot of them have, you know, their purpose there and their careers and their things that they love. So if they did ever want to move here, they could. They have the land too, and they have the opportunity to, but I don't know. I don't believe it's for everybody. Like, for example, my mom liked Mexico, but I don't think she would love living on the rancho the way I do. So it just depends. Such a big heart. Love your family. Thank you so much. God is good. Yes, he is. Hi, Annabelle. Annabelle and Phoebe ran off to play with their little puppies that I got them in that Sam's Club video. They love those little puppies, you guys. Absolutely love them. Okay, how far are you guys from Mazamitla? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we are 3 hours away. Whereabout is your rancho? Like what state? We are in Jalisco, and we are near Ocotlan. Greeting from Southwest. Little Blue Farmhouse. Oh, hi. I feel safe here in Jalisco as well. Is your husband's sister still your best friend? We are not best friends. And okay, the reason I say that too is because I feel like my husband and my kids are my best friends. But also because it just wasn't the same as high school. We kind of grew apart in different ways. I started to have a family. She started to have more of a career. So we're friends in the same way that you are with like your family, but my best friends are my husband and my kids. And I know people say, hey, your kids can't be your best friends, but my kids are, you guys. I enjoy them so much. They still get in trouble. They still get punishment and grounded and all this stuff, but I still enjoy them like I would my best friends. Like I don't like traveling even without them. They go everywhere with me. I've traveled alone internationally with my 4 kids because That's how close we are. And somehow, I don't know how, but we all work together. Even though everybody's different in age and everything else, everybody works together. Do you keep up with the politics in Mexico? Absolutely not. I don't ever watch the news, you guys. The most drama is the puppies outside trying to chase the chickens and eat them, even though chickens are bigger than them. Inspire me to purchase a beautiful Mexican clay pot. Okay, so I don't know about the lead stuff, but I will tell you, I watched my suegra when I bought the new clay pots. She filled them and she let them boil almost until the water like evaporated out of them. And then she let them cool down, and she did that like twice. So I think there's something you need to do to them in that sense where you boil the water in them. That's the way she does it. To almost like cure them or something. I forgot what word she used for that. But the lead stuff, I'm not 100% sure about. I'm going to tell you guys though, there's really old women and men who live here, like up to 100 years old, that have been using those clay pots their whole life. Hi from, I don't know how to say it. Practicing my English with your video. Love your channel. Oh, thank you so much. In the U.S., there are more opportunities for children. Also, it is safer than Mexico. I didn't move here. Oh, I'm so sorry you think that. Are there houses for sale there, like in the U.S.? Yeah. Huh? Oh, my Chicago sweater was in my bedroom. Are there houses for sale there? There is in the city. We have a budget for our home, and you guys will be able to watch it from start to finish. So that will be kind of cool. But yes, like in Ajijic, in Chapala, in Ocotlan, in Guadalajara, there is houses for sale. Aww. My daughters are my best friends. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but she says, yes, my best friends are mis nitos. I'm strict as well. Okay, good. I'm not the only one. Hello from Alaska. So glad I caught your live stream. Hi. No, reflexiones de Padre Luis Toro, pero todos es que hablan mal de la iglesia North Carolina, USA. You have a strong bond with your children, and it shows the labor of your love in them. Thank you so much. Okay, I can't give my rancho's name just for safety reasons, but we are in Jalisco. Cleveland. Have you connected with other expats who run YouTube videos about Mexico? I have not connected too much, but I have connected with missionaries that are from the Guadalajara area because me and my children, Penelope, my youngest, she was 3 at the time. She got a severe parasitic infection, and I didn't even know parasites were a thing at the time. And I didn't know what to do. And I reached out to a missionary group in Guadalajara because I needed to know. I asked the people in the ranch, and nobody really understood like why Penelope was sick. Even though I went to the doctors and I told them it was parasites, they didn't really have like much knowledge of parasites. So I reached out to these missionaries and I was like, well, maybe they've been through this experience because they've came from the United States and maybe they can explain things better to me. And they did. And they told me about how you need to have an anti-parasitic medication once every 6 months. And the medicines you take when you have a parasitic infection. And then I found a really good pediatric doctor who tested her, and she got so much better. But that was when I would reach out to XPACs, was when I was just at a loss and I didn't know what to do anymore. Yes, it's very much healthier because somebody said honestly, I think the food is much healthier in Mexico than the US. I think it's because a lot of what we have in the rancho is grown in everybody's backyard, and we have it abundant to us daily. I can just walk up the road. I don't have to take out my car. I don't have to wait for traffic. I grab my little bag, and I go up and grab my vegetables, and I walk back home. I just found your channel, and I love watching a beautiful family. Thank you so much, Jose. Are you making me very hungry? I want to live in a ranch with my family too. I want to sell my house and move to the ranch and homestead. All my family are praying for that. Oh, and I will be praying for you too. The biggest thing I will tell you that was hard for me when I moved to the rancho and started homesteading was learning to go from my American budget to my Mexico budget, which was a lot smaller. So that was one of the harder things. So wherever you're thinking about moving to in Mexico, ask the local people, how much do you spend a week? What are you spending that on? Because they budget their money here on specific things. School is one of the more expensive things in Mexico. You're not paying for school in most places, but like in our rancho, we had to pay for todas las cosas, like everything, la sacapunta, las tijeras, everything, your paper, everything. That's why people sending stuff from the wish list is such a blessing to these families, because it's hard for some families to keep up with the things you need for school. People in Mexico are happy. Yes. Greeting from Los Angeles. I love your channel. I'm from Mexico myself. You're amazing. Oh, that's so cool. What part of Mexico are you from? All of my family has dual citizenship. Annabelle Pumpkin. Can you turn? Oh, thank you. We do not have air conditioning. We also do not have heaters. The houses are built somehow that it doesn't get too hot and it doesn't get too cold. Luis, Missouri, and maybe one day me and my husband can move to Mexico. He's Mexican, I'm gringa, just like you. Heather, you should definitely ask your husband, if you know what part of Mexico he's from, ask him when they have the fiestas for their rancho or for their town. And whenever that is, that's when you should go visit, because there's going to be a lot of other Americans there that can help explain that culture and that town to you. And it's just a really fun time to go. Chris said, I love your channel. Thank you so much. Where can we find the wish list? I'm going to have to post it on the community part of the page, because somebody told me, I don't know if it's when everything is bought, if they take the wish list down. So I don't know if everything was bought, but I have to repost the wish list again. People in Mexico are happy to share with others what little they have. 100%. The little they have is, if I'm walking down the road on my evening walks and somebody is making anything outside, they will call you up and they're like, come on, just have a little bit, just have a little bit. And it brings them joy when you love food. Like, because Annabelle and Penelope love tacos, and the people at the taco stands, they'll turn around and just watch them eat, and they're so happy. They're like, oh, I'm so happy they like my sauce. I'm so happy they like the meat we made. It fills them with joy. My 20-year-old daughter is inspired to live in a rancho like you guys after watching your videos, and she started taking horseback riding classes. Oh, that is so cool. I am so jealous. I want to take horseback riding lessons. Like in a rancho, they did offer in Ocotlan. Now they're not anymore. And I really just need to get a horse. I'm just waiting for God to give that right opportunity, because I don't want to push it. And then we get a horse we can't handle. I really want it to be like a really good family. I want it to be a really old horse that's experienced. Everybody here is always like, why do you want an old horse? And I'm like, because older horses are so experienced in life. Like my kids can ride them in the parades we have here and around the rancho, and they're not going to be nervous or afraid. Okay, what are the earthquakes in your region? I wanted to move to Meridia because there's no earthquakes. I hate earthquakes. We had one earthquake while I was here, and it was very, very light. So we do have earthquakes, but they're not severe. Hello from Grand Rapids. Hi. Okay, sometimes anything you said, anything you miss about Michigan, perhaps the snow. You guys, when I was younger, because I grew up in Michigan, I was an ice skater, and I made it. If you know ice skating, I made it all the way to free skate 1. So I really made it up there, and I used to do shows and stuff. So I miss ice skating. I used to snowboard, and okay, so this person from Grand Rapids might know Shanty Creek by Traverse City. My grandparents lived on Shanty Creek Resort, and so we'd go up there in the winter, all winter break. We'd spend Christmas up there, and I'd go snowboarding. So I miss it. I just don't miss how long it was. It would be nice to have like a month of 2 weeks of winter here. That would be really nice. And I miss walking through the woods and the sand dunes. There would be so many trails to Lake Michigan, and I would take my kids from Hoffmaster all the way down the trails to Lake Michigan, and we loved it. Okay, if you had to live in the bigger city without the safety of your rancho, would you still love it there? I'm not sure. Is it raining?
Listen.
I think that's the tractor.
No.
Oh, it is raining. It's raining out, you guys. My internet might go out. You can't drink the tap water. No, you cannot. We have jugs of water that has kind of like a watering system. I do brush my teeth with the water, and we shower in it and stuff. We don't have any problems. But yeah, you have to buy big jugs of water. Older horses are great. Yes, I agree. I want to rescue older horses so bad. I have friends whose parents are from Yucatan, and they are the same way, always giving and inviting everyone in. It is amazing, and the whole family accepts you, and you are welcome. Yes, you are. Replied to that earlier and said should not. Thank you for the shout out. Last live, I got some followers. Oh, for little. Oh, I was just on it. 1 second, you guys. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, thank you so much, Pat. God bless you and your family in the ranch family. Oh, thank you so much. I love when it sends those little emojis on it. It's so cute. Erin, it's cold in your ranch, or are you just... I don't know how to say that because you always wear sweaters. And okay, so it's not humid here, and I wear a lot of sweaters and long sleeves to protect me from the sun, and everybody here does. So when my mom and sister come to visit, they stick out like a sore thumb because they're wearing shorts and tank tops. Nobody wears shorts and tank tops in the rancho. During the fiestas at night, maybe. But during the day, no. So if you're ever going to Mexico and you want to fit in, you better put on a long sleeve shirt and pants. Don't wear shorts. And my mom came here and she's like, I don't know how people survive like this. And I'm like, Mom, you get used to it because you have to be outside where there's ranchers here. They're outside all day and they have to protect themselves from the sun. In the winter, it does get cold though. It gets down to about 20 degrees at night. Question. Hold on 1 second. Have a great night, Erin and chat. Love the live amazing. Thank you so much. It's cold-blooded. How cold and hot does it get in your area? It can get up to, like, the hottest is 90, and then in the winter, nights get to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and then during the day, about 68 to 70 during the winter. It feels freezing to me, though. Hi from Ramo, Texas. I'm thinking of coming there. What is the crime like? I've heard bad things, but that may just be the media. Yes, it is just the media. And then Little Blue House Farm, if you guys could go visit them. She is living in Jalisco as well. Hello from California. Does your sister have YouTube? No, she does not. I wish she did. She won't do it. Hi, Erin, new to your channel. Enjoy your videos. Thank you so much. My 8-year-old daughter loves watching you. Her name is Luna and absolutely adores the ranch life. Oh, hi, Luna. Do you heat your home in the winter? No, we do not. We heat it with love, you guys, and we snuggle and we wear warm pajamas. We do not have a heater. Nobody does. Oh, thank you so much, Eva. We do not get snow. I went to Mexico when I was 16, 48, 65, and my Mexico family gave me so much love, as if it was yesterday that we saw each other. Yes, isn't that wonderful?
We'll play tag.
I'm not even Hispanic, and they gave me that much love. Little girls. Okay, you guys, I gotta get going. The little girls are getting antsy. I told them it was girls' night tonight, and we were gonna be watching movies and enjoying the night. Someone said you miss hanging with your American friends, and I did explain earlier, I do have one best friend in the United States, and she has a Mexican restaurant. She truly is my best friend. Her name is Connie, and I miss her every single day. So when I go back to Michigan, if she wants to be in my vlogs, she's going to, because I miss her and I love her. But that is the one friend in Michigan I miss a lot. All right, you guys, I'm going to get going. I don't know if you can see my wild children in the back, because this is normally a time like I walk them to the plaza and it's girls' night and all this fun stuff. But I just want to tell all you guys, thank you so much. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. And you supporting my family goes back into our Mexican community. And so I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much. And I hope all of you have, my little girls, all of you have a beautiful girls. Oh my gosh, they're like little mice. Beautiful blessed night, you guys. You little stinkers.